Our first lesson or topic is about Republic Act 1425, or popularly known as Rizal. Okay, so all educational institutions in the Philippines are mandated nga i-appeal gyud silang curricula ang Rizal nga subject. So the full title or the full name of the law is an act to include in the curricula of all public and private schools, colleges, and universities courses on the life, works, and writings of Jose Rizal, particularly his novels Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo, authorizing the printing and distribution thereof, and for other purposes. Okay, so let's go to the content of the law. So, preamble, this is the first part, no, or ginatawag natin siya nga introductory part of the law. Diri nakabutang ang mga rason kung anong na-create ang usa ka balaod. So, in the case of the Republic Act 1425, na siya for reasons. I've already posted a copy of the law, so I know nga inyo na po ning nabasahan, but then let's just focus on the main points of the preamble. Okay, so first, it is a rededication to the ideals of freedom and nationalism. So this is not just about the life of Rizal, but also the other heroes as well. Because of their efforts and sacrifices in attaining our freedom and experience nga kitay ga-enjoy karon, we should appreciate and remember those sacrifices of our heroes. So again, dili lang ni siya about ng Rizal, but sa tanan nga heroes nga nagsakripisyo para ma-attain nato ang atong freedom and independence. The second one, it has shaped the national character. So because of the efforts and sacrifices of our heroes, it shaped the national character, meaning na natay ginatawag nga national identity, or we created our identity, and that is as a Filipino. And then the third one, the novels of Rizal are a constant and inspiring source of patriotism. So we will discuss or elaborate or explain the novels of Rizal dito na sa atong final term, di ba? Ngano di ay source siya sa patriotism ang novels ni Rizal. Unsa di ay ang nasa novels ni Rizal. And then the fourth one, all educational institutions in the Philippines are enjoined, meaning pag nakuha na ninyo siya nga subject, hopefully ma-instill sa mga students na ma-develop nila ang ilang moral character, personal discipline, civic conscience, and to teach the duties of citizenship. Okay. Let's go to the 6 sections of the law. So as part of your readings, nanapot dito kung unsa gyud ang kompleto na details of these sections. However, let's have the main point of every section. So, okay, so the first section states the full title or the full name of the law. So, diba, as you mentioned ko ganina, that i-appeal yun sa curricula sa tanan schools, colleges, and universities, the life, works, and writings of Jose Rizal, particularly ang iyang duha ka novels, the Noli and El Fili. So same with nasa section 1 ang title of the law. However, ang isa pa gid nga focus of this section is that gi-highlight po diri that the basic text nga gamiton sa mga estudyante should be the unexpurgated version of the works of Rizal. So when you say unexpurgated, this is the original version of the novel. So of course, the novels of Rizal were written in Spanish, so dili po natin din siya magamit. That is why it should be the English translation, but based on the original or the unexpurgated version of the novels of Rizal. So mo na yung highlight po in section 1 aside from the title of the law. So the second section, of course, kay appeal naman siya sa curricula sa tanan eskwelahan, private man or public. So it is obligatory or it is mandatory sa tanan libraries of these schools nga nagi enough ng copies of the works and the biography of Rizal. And then the third section is about the translation of the works of Rizal. So the Board of the National Education shall cause the translation of the works of Rizal and appeal na po ng iyong biography into the official languages of the Philippines, which is English and Filipino, and then other principal Philippine dialects. And then the fourth section states the pag-prohibit or pagbawal sa pag-discuss sa religious aspect of this of the novels of Rizal. So, nga numang ginabawal ni nga i-discuss ang religious aspects sa eskwelahan or sa kaning classroom setting, it is because we have our freedom of religion. So, naatay own nga ginatuuhan natay own nga faith. So, in order to respect our differences, ginadili gyud pod ang pag-discuss sa religious aspect. And so, later part we will also discuss the history of Republic of 1425. So, ang process po niya, nga namugna ni siya, or ang giagian po ani nga balaod, nga nung niabot man nga na ay religious aspect nga na appeal diri aning section. Okay, so the section 5 is about the pag-implement aning balaod na ay budget nga 300,000. And then, section 6 states the approval of the law. Rin na effective ang law immediately pag na-approve na siya, which is June 12, 1950. Okay, so the second part of our topic is the trials of the Rizal Bill. So, katong kaganina, we already discussed the content of Republic Act 1425. So, the full name of the law, the preamble, and then the 6 sections of the law. So, now, this is about the history of Republic of 1425 or unsa pa giagian ani nga balaod. Of course, before siya nahimo nga law, niagi po siya sa pagka-bill. So, it is the Rizal Bill or the Senate Bill for the author of the bill, the Senate Bill 438 or the Rizal Bill, was Senator Claro M. Recto, and then he sought to sponsor the bill at the Congress. However, this was met with stiff opposition from the Catholic Church. So later part, we will also discuss as to why Rizal Bill was considered as one of the most controversial bills in the Philippines. And then he was also charged with being a communist and an anti-Catholic for mandating the reading of Rizal's novel. So, why he was labeled as such, it is because the original title of the bill was the mandatory reading of the 2 novels of Rizal sa elementary o kapila sa high school. So that is why he was labeled as anti-Catholic. And it was also intervened by the Catholic Church. Okay, so when Senator Recto brought the bill sa Congress, so he also met Senator Jose P. Laurel, and then he co-authored the bill, or he supported the bill. So at that time, he was the chairperson of the Committee on Education, and then he vigorously fought for that act, braving the wrath of the entire Catholic Church and incurring the intense animosity of his very wife, Pasencia. So, meaning si Claro o si Laurel gyud ang nangusog na mahimo gyud nga balaod ang kaning Rizal. So, kung naay pro-group, which is naa dito si Recto o si Laurel, we also have the con group or the opposition. So, heavily opposed by 3 senators. We have Francisco Rodrigo, Mariano Cuenco, and Decoroso Rosales. So, nga naman pong nag-oppose kini sila nga masaynan ang bill, nga mahimo siya nga balaod. It is because of their relationship or connection sa church. Senator Rodrigo was the former president of the um, a religious organization, and then um, Cuenco and Rosales has um, relatives na naa sa nga may posisyon sa church. Example ni si Decoroso Rosales, nga maoy iyang brother nga si Julio Rosales, the archbishop, an archbishop at that time. So, the Catholic Church was indirectly included in the debates. It is because, as I mentioned kaganina, nag-intervene din sila nga masaynan ang bill to make it into a law. And why Rizal Bill was considered as one of the most controversial bills in the Philippines, because it was not just heavily opposed by the legislative arm but also of the Catholic Church. It is because of the compulsory or mandatory readings of the novels of Rizal, the Noli and El Fili, and according to them, that is the side of the con group or the opposition, it violates the freedom of conscience and religion. Ingon sila nga dagan pa daw ang pages nga ga-attack sa Catholic Church or sa practices and the dogmas of the Catholic as a religion, kaysa sa pagiging patriotic ng mga novels ni Rizal. And then it belonged to the past and harmful to read because it presented a false picture of the conditions in the country at that time. And then the two novels contained views inimical to the tenets of Catholic faith, as I've mentioned kaganina, and then endanger the youth's salvation, that the young are too apt to take as literally true whatever they see in print. So, diri po dayon ni Alma o ni oppose ang Catholic Church. It is because as naa siya sa title of the bill that it is mandatory or compulsory nga basahon ang novels ni Rizal sa elementary and also sa high school. So because young pa kaya ang mind sa mga bata, they will take it as literally kung unsa to ilang mabasahan. That is why ni-oppose gid pod ang Catholic Church ani. However, according to the pro group, mao po nilang side, no, it is to remind every Filipino how Rizal fought peacefully for freedom and not to go against religion. So, gusto lang nila ma-remember how Rizal peacefully fought for freedom and not to attack the dogmas or the practices of the Catholic Church. And then his writings will serve as a document of the achievements, development, and transformation of Philippine society, culture, and nation. And social change or transformation is its core principle. So the need for transforming consciousness and society and truth, realistic depiction of Philippine society during the Spanish colonization. Okay, so because of the never-ending debates about this bill, no, there were amendments nga nahimo, and one of the amendments is formulated by Senator Claro. So ningon siya that dili na siya compulsory nga i-appeal sa elementary o high school, but it should be strictly observed sa college level. And then dili lang po ang novels ni Rizal, the Noli and El Fili, but other works of Rizal and the biography of Rizal pod further readings kibali or part of the readings. And then Senator Lim also formulated an amendment in which ningon siya that a student can pass an affidavit if he or she thinks nga matouch or matandog ang iyang faith, so na ay exemption sa pagbasa sa novels ni Rizal. If ang usa ka bata kay feeling niya nga matandog ang iyang pagtuo, so pwede nga magbasa og affidavit before that, no? However, sa history pod, sa pagtudlo sa mga historians na like Ambeto Campo, wala pa mong po estudyante nga nagpa-exempt sa pagbasa aning novels of Rizal. Okay, so later part, na because of the amendments, no, or the changes sa original structures sa Rizal Bill, so nagka-okay ang pro group and the con group. And so, na-pass or naipasa ang bill on May 17, 1956, and then it was signed into law as Republic Act 1425 or Rizal Law pagka June 12, 1956. So, diba, diba, part siya sa Section 6 of Republic Act 1425, and it was signed by the former President Ramon Magsaysay. So, that's the history or giagian aning Rizal Law. Okay, so as last part, this is a saying na giingon sa atong national hero Jose Rizal. So, if you have questions, clarifications about this topic, if na may wala na sabtan or wala na klaro, you can post sa atong Google Classroom sa stream, or you can contact me through our GC. Okay, so that's the end of our first topic about Republic Act 1425.